Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to share these planners with y'all. These are the Clever Fox planners available on Amazon. I was given the opportunity to review these planners, and as soon as I saw that they offered 120 GSM super nice thick paper, I had to get my hands on them and share my thoughts with you. They do have two options. They have a daily and a weekly layout. We'll be going through both options today. We'll talk about the paper, do some pen tests for sure, and I will show you the inside of both of the planners and give you sort of my thoughts on the layouts and what they come with. So first thing, they do come in a variety of different colors. They come in more colors than I have shown here, but the little fox on the outside represents the color of the planner that's inside the box. I have a black one, an orange one, and a teal one. We're going to go ahead and start with the orange one, which is the one that I got for myself. So this is the weekly layout. Let's start. These boxes are really, really durable. Like, they are nice boxes. You know the boxes that iPhones come in that are so nice like this? That's how these feel. And I feel like they would make really good drawer inserts. Like, you could stick them in your drawers and put stuff in them, pens, sticky notes, whatever. They're really sturdy. All right, so it comes with a bunch of stuff. Now, to be honest, when I first opened mine, I thought that it was all orange because I got the orange planner. No, turns out orange is just their color. And so you'll see when we open the other ones, they're all orange too. But it comes with a little note that says if you're not satisfied with your planner, to please return it. They accept 100% returns if it's something that doesn't make you happy, so that's really great. It comes with a couple of different coupons. And then it comes with this little insert that tells you how to use your planner, which I think is really unique. I've never seen a planner that sort of came with a how-to guide. And to be honest, that was why I joined planner Facebook groups to begin with, because I wanted some inspiration on how to use my Erin Condren Life Planner. So the fact that it comes with this is really cool, and I'll make sure to reference this as we go through the planner. All of the planners do come with 3 sheets of stickers. All 3 sheets are the same, and it's the same no matter what color or what layout you choose. So it's got a rainbow assortment here of icons. They look like little about 1/2-inch circles. So we've got this little arrows. I'm not really sure what you'd use those for. We've got family. I have no idea what these little guys are. I'm hoping they're birthday hats. We have a present. We have a little exercise dude. We have some like healthy eating, probably finances. We have a little heart, although the heart is definitely not centered, and that would bug me. We've got this little reading guy, and then it looks like a little meditation on the purple. All right, so let's start talking about the planner. So on the website, it says that it is an A5 planner. So here is the comparison to a Leuchtturm. It looks like it is pretty much exactly the same width. It's a little bit thicker, and it's definitely a smidge taller, like maybe a 1/2 inch taller. There's the side-by-side comparison too. But the biggest difference, to be honest, is the feel. So they're both hard, like they're both hard planners, but this one is very soft. It's not velvet, but it has a velvety sort of feel to it. I really like it, although I'm not sure how that would hold up sort of, you know, being thrown around in a purse. I can't stop touching it. But that's the biggest difference. And then obviously the little bit of a height difference. Here's a comparison to an Erin Condren. So you can see the size comparison, obviously a little bit shorter and definitely more narrow. Okay, let's get this little sleeve off so that you can see what the planner looks like without the sleeve. So it has a little fox logo on the outside, which could be a pro or a con. Some people like some little decorative things on their planner. Some people would be like, I just want it to be plain. Maybe you love foxes, maybe you hate foxes, but they all do come with a little fox on the outside. Comes with a band that wraps around that matches the color, and then it comes with a pen loop that is really thick and really sturdy. Like, you can get through this big grippy part of the Pilot G2 and like, this isn't going anywhere. This is a really nice pen loop, y'all. I can't believe I just spent that much time gushing over a pen loop. Okay, let's get into the inside. That's the exciting part, right? So the first page is sort of just like a name, email, and it has a place for Facebook. Isn't that funny? And then, so it says, designed in Europe, created in China, 100% recycled paper. Well, that's nice. Okay, let's talk about the color of the paper. It is stark white, which I really appreciate because for whatever reason, I don't like when my paper is sort of a cream color. So I really like it. So the first layout is sort of just a overview of trying to figure out what's important in your life. What are you grateful for? What are you passionate about? What skills and habits do you want to adopt? And what are your affirmations? Again, this little guide will give you some more suggestions on sort of what to put in these different sections. Like, it kind of tells you like what's an affirmation and what you would put there. So that's really helpful. It has 2 pages for a vision board. Again, it does, the little insert tells you how to do this. I don't know that I would use these pages. It's just way too blank space for me, but for some people, they really like that space. I love this layout. So it does come with your goals for the year, and it breaks it down into 8 different categories. So health, career, family, friends, significant other, finance, personal development, fun and recreation, and spiritual. And I like the breakdown of the categories, and it gives you space for 3 in each of those categories. Now, my first instinct is that's a lot of goals. Like, that is a lot to consider. But if you make them smaller, more reasonable, tangible goals throughout 6 months to a year, then it's not quite so crazy. And then on the next page, it has your 5 top goals. So what it says on this little card is that you take 5 from this page and move it over here and put your 5 biggest ones here. And then on this page, it has you breaking up those 5 goals into little itty bitty steps, which is really interesting. So that's kind of a cool way to maybe bring your focus in a little bit more. What's more important to you? How are you going to achieve those, etc. So then it starts with the monthly layouts. I don't think I mentioned this yet. This is an undated 6-month planner. So undated, there are no dates. It does Sunday to Saturday. I know that is typical here in the States, but goodness gracious, I wish everything was a Monday start. But then on the side, it has sort of things that you want to do that month, habits, skills, things to avoid, places to go, people to see, and then it has more space for goals down here. You pick 3 wins and then 3 ways that you will improve the next month. And it does have 12 of these. So again, it is a 6-month planner. When we get to the weekly spreads, there are only 6 months worth of weekly spreads, but there are 12 monthly spreads. Okay, so the other thing that you'll notice as I'm flipping through this is all the months are at the beginning together, not amongst the weekly, which I think has its pros and cons. So the pros are you can plan out your whole year together and you don't have to go ahead and flip ahead all the way to the month when you're sort of writing things down and planning at the beginning of the year. I think the other pro to it is if you skip a week for whatever reason, maybe you're going on vacation or maybe that week just didn't work out for you, you can just go on to the next week. Now, I know that's how like all undated planners would work, but if they had 4 weeks and then a month, it would be a little funky. The other reason is an undated planner, sometimes there's 4 weeks in between the months and sometimes there's 5, depending on how the days fall and how many days are in the month. So I think I understand why they put them up here, but I can also understand why that would be a negative, because then you've got to flip back and forth between the month and the weeks a little bit more. And that's where the ribbons come into play. So that does come with 3 ribbons, which is interesting. And they are red, green, and blue. And this is true for all the planners. No matter what color you pick, these are the ribbon colors. And I can understand having 2. So I would have 1 on my monthly and then like 1 on my week that I'm on. I'm not sure what I would do with the 3rd one. Maybe when we get to there are notes pages in the back, so maybe you would put them there. But again, there's 3 ribbons and they're nice quality ribbons. Okay, now let's talk about the weekly layout. So on the left side, you put the month and the year at the top, and then it's got all the days of the week down the side, and it just has a couple of lines for each. You put the date here in the little gray box. Then Saturday and Sunday does have less space. Well, it's different space. So it actually has more lines. So these all only have 3 lines, and Saturday and Sunday has 5, but it's half. That's really interesting. I'm not really sure why they chose to do that. And then on the right side, it's got a lot of other stuff. So you've got this week's main goal and the reward if you achieve this week's priorities. It's got 5 lines. So you could either put 5 priorities or you could just less than 5 and write them big. It's got like dot grid space for notes, a personal to-do list, habits that you want to work on. I love this section with all the days of the week, this week's wins, and then how I'll improve this week. This is all a Monday start. I don't get it. I don't understand why this is a Monday start and the monthly is a Sunday start. And that's not this planner, that's all planners. And then this is how all the weeks are. And it literally has enough weeks for 6 months, and it goes all the way to the end. And then at the back, we have plain dot grid pages. So there are 26. I know that is such a random number. And then this like half page that's just on the back of the last week. But there are 26 front and back dot grid pages. Well, now that I think about it, when I first counted them, I thought that is a really random number. But you have 1 per week, or 1 page per week, because this is a 6-month planner, like 1 front and back page. But I do like that the notes pages in the back are dot grid instead of lined. That's really nice because it gives it sort of that bullet journal feel. It has structure, but then it's got this flexibility in the back for you to do what you want. So let's go ahead and test out this paper. I grabbed a variety of pens that I like to use. Some of them I can't use in a planner normally, obviously the Sharpies. So I grabbed some different types of pens, different types of tips, different thicknesses, different weight, but they are all black because I am team black. I was so nervous to write that. Okay. Ready? Moment of truth. All right, you can't write with a Sharpie. The Sharpie definitely bleeds through to the other side. It doesn't bleed to the next page, but it definitely bleeds through, even the fine point Sharpie. But the rest of them are all, like, you can't even shadow when I press it down. And there's a little bit of that bumpiness that you get from the Pilot G2 from the, whatever this type of tip is called. I should really learn the word for that. But these pens work amazing. Like I would probably use my Papermate flares because look, you can't see them at all. Okay, so that is the weekly. This is the one I got for myself. This teal one is also the weekly. I'm not gonna go through it because it looks the same on the inside, but I wanted to just show you guys the color. The color is really pretty and it normally comes with the plastic. I took it off on my orange one. This might be going to one of you, so stay tuned to the end of the video. Okay, now it is time to go through the daily. So I got the daily in the black color. So it's a little black fox on the outside. Same thing on the inside. All of these are orange. Now this card is definitely a little bit different because on the back it's got the daily layout. Same stickers inside here. The first thing I want to point out is how much thicker the daily is. So the daily is also an undated 6-month planner, but look how much thicker it is than the weekly. I mean, it has to be, obviously. If this one has 1 page per week and this has 1 page per day for the same amount of months, it's gonna be thicker. So it's definitely a thicker planner, but it doesn't feel too big. It feels sort of just like a normal book, a normal like chapter book. That's what this feels like. So let's go ahead and flip through the same sort of intro. So the same page, the same first page, this same layout, this layout's the same, this layout's the same, and this layout's the same. And then the months are the same. So same as the weekly, we've got 12 undated months, even though this is a 6-month planner, but again, you have 12 undated months. You can plan out your entire year. Then we get to the actual guts of the planners. So each week has a week overview, and it is similar to the one that we saw in the weekly planner, like the right side of the weekly planner, but it's got the week of at the top, the week's goal, priorities. It's got a work to-do list and then a personal to-do list. I'm not sure why that one's bigger than that one, but whatever. You could always washi over that and write something else. And then the same habits. And then this section at the bottom is different. It's got a life balance to-do list. So you can put different things that you want to focus on that week. And these look like similar categories, not exactly the same as that goals page. And then each day looks like this. So you put the day at the top. It's got sort of a blank box here, which is interesting. Oh yeah, so on these pages it's printed. I'm gonna have to look into that because that seems a little strange that these aren't printed, but then these are. So it should say, let's look at this page, today's main goal, today's priorities. And then it's got the schedule. So you've got, it starts at 6 a.m. and it ends at 10 p.m. Like I know you can't see 10 p.m., but that's when it ends really. And it is broken down into half-hour increments, which is great. There are a lot of daily planners out there right now that don't break things down into half-hour increments. It's a little odd that it's on 2 different columns, but it has a lot of space if you are working in a time system. And then it's got space for to-do list at the bottom. And then you rate your productivity on a scale of 1 to 10. That's really interesting. And then how you'll improve. So I do think this is a great layout. I could see using something like this for work. I like that there are half-hour increments. I have lots of meetings that are on the half hour, which is really nice. If you have a daily where you need to break it down, I think the times are nice. I think, you know, starting at 6 is a reasonable start time. Yes, there are people that get up earlier or later, but that's a good start time. And then I think ending at 10 is a reasonable end time. So you keep going with that. So you've got a full week. And then at the end of the week, you have a notes page. So this like dot grid weekly notes, and then a weekly review. So like, did you achieve your goal? What were this week's wins? What did you not complete? What did you not pursue? What did you learn? How do you feel? And how will you improve? So I kind of like that. You kind of recap at the end of the week. I don't know that if I use this for work, I would do all of that at the end of the day. I mean, I'm sure my boss would appreciate if I went through and thought about my week. But if you were using this for personal or for a side hustle, you know, this could be a really great week recap. And then it keeps going for 6 months. Same as the other one. And then at the end, there are only 5 dot grids notes pages. Like that's it. That's all you have space for. I'm not sure why they decided to include 5 to begin with. It was already such a thick planner. Oh, and then both planners have a little folder at the back. So you can stick, it's okay quality. I'm sure this would, if you used it a lot, this is definitely, this part is thick, but the side pieces are really thin and that's definitely going to, oh, is it? I was gonna say it's definitely gonna rip, but I don't wanna rip it, but I'm not really sure. It kind of feels like ribbon, but it also kind of feels like paper and feels like it could rip. It's not the most sturdy folder I've ever seen, but it's not terrible. Okay, so that is the entire flip through of the Clever Fox planners. The weekly is $19.99, available on Amazon. It comes in a couple of different colors besides just the orange and the teal. I will pop some of those up on the screen. The daily is $24.99, which is a little bit more because it has more paper in it. And this one is currently only available in black and hot pink. They said they will have other colors coming soon, but the daily is relatively new to their lineup. Again, so you can get these on Amazon, which is really nice because they come super quick. I think the price point is really great. I think the feel is really great. The paper quality is amazing. At the end of the day, it's just whether or not the layouts are going to work for you. I think they have some definite pros. I think there are some things that I would change if it was my perfect planner, but I do think that they could be a great option. And because I don't need 3 of these planners, I'm just gonna keep the orange one. I'm actually going to give away the black and the teal one to 2 of you. All you have to do to enter is comment below with whether you'd want the daily one or the weekly one, and I will pick a winner for both of them next Monday at noon Eastern time. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning.